Yo, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the show about another podcast. I'm your host, JunesEightyEIght, and I'm Izzyphantasmo. He's in photo right now. He don't.
No, I don't know what to believe.
This
I
dude
don't
don't.
know.
I'm dead serious.
Okay, hold up. Wait. First and foremost, hello world. I haven't done
You
that in a
bring
long
that back. You bring that back. We heard that
time.
since.
Back. It is your boy Izzy Phantasmo, aka Geek Kaze. And you
Geek
got
Kazi. Wait, hold on. Geek Kazi.
Kaze. Yes, sir. I was
We
gonna do
have some Puerto Rican poppy from last week.
Swag Kaze, because Jamal Williams, Detroit Lions, we all love him. The anime loving running back and for the New Orleans Saints now. I was gonna follow in his footsteps, but I was like, nah, he got that one. And I just remember, I work with a squad of geeks, so I might as well just like run something here. Hopefully,
Kazi. Wow, that's new.
I mean, it works because you're Junie June, the prince of all blurs.
Yep.
You want to know what's funny?
T-shirt.
You want to know what's funny?
What?
I finally realized what a blurred was.
You talk about me. You talk about me.
It took me a while. I was like, blurred. And I thought about it, I was like, oh, how did I not get that?
He was asleep one night, like, oh, I got it. I got
But no. But what I don't understand, Junie June is not who you think he is, ladies and gentlemen. This man has bamboozled a lot of us. He's bamboozled me for the longest time. I've known this man for 11 years now?
Give or take, probably 12.
And I never thought I would hear the day where we talk about different music tastes. So, backstory, before we get on air, I'm showing this man a video of Steph Curry at the Paramore concert in I want to say it's the Chase Center, the new arena that the Warriors playing out in San Fran. And this man tells me he doesn't know who Paramore is. He's never heard their music or whatnot. And it kind of befuddled me. So I was like, I'll send you some stuff. This man then tells me, dude, I don't listen to rock like that. Who do you listen to? Tell me the bands and tell me your favorite song.
Drowning Pool all the time. Turn Away, Bodies, all the classic songs. I listen to a little bit of Slipknot, Duality. What's my other joint?
Nickelback.
No. Slipknot.
Nickelback.
Slipknot is first. Then I Duality and now I feel the air rise up in me. Wait and breathe. A little bit of Metallica, Inner Sandman. I love that song because of Sandman from ECW. You find out a lot about rock through wrestling. So
yeah, you do.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
This man, as soon as he said Slipknot and Duality and Nickelback, immediately I was just like, what?
Yeah.
This man right here said, I asked him, you listen to Screamo? And he's like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, I never knew. But yeah. So I'm trying to get on that wave as well, working with the squad of geeks or whatnot. You get partnered up with several people and whatnot. One of the guys I work with, he listens to a lot of rock and whatnot. So he has his playlist going on, and there's some bands that I'm familiar with, other bands I'm just now getting acquainted to. So I know a few. I get around the way a little bit, I get around the way a little bit. But yeah. So your boy,
he had to call Amazon to order some pearls just so he could clutch. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Exactly.
My brother, like, I never knew that was
you. But so your boy experienced what it would be like to take a chair shot to the noggin.
Yo, wow, we not even talk about chair shots to the noggin this week. F around and find out. That's all I can tell you.
Boy. So let me tell you the story of how I lived out a personal dream, but not really the way I hoped.
Wow, personal dream. Okay.
So everybody knows I work with a squad of geeks. I work with Geek Squad. I do a lot of TV installs and a lot of, getting your house set up to watch your favorite TV shows and movies and whatnot. And, typical day yesterday, a couple TV mountings, give or take a few here and there, yada, yada, yada. We go to this one job, come to find out this job was like a do-over. It was a redo from a couple of people who had started the job and didn't finish it all the way, and that sort of thing. And the house we were going to is a four-story house, 20 yards away from the Savannah River. And when you look out the window, you can see the tankers that are bringing the cargo ships that are bringing the stuff in to be taken out of the ports.
Yeah.
They'll be coming through the area, and you can see them from the deck and from like the window and whatever. Like you're that close to seeing it.
Okay.
It was a really nice view, really, really, really dope view. So we gotta mount 2 sound bars to 2 TVs that didn't get mounted the first time around. So we mount the first sound bar up to the first TV. Everything's groovy. And then we're working on some mounts for computer monitors. That doesn't really work out. Tell them what the deal is and yada, yada. We go to the carriage house. Now, mind you, I said 4-story house, but behind it, there's a mini house behind it. It's like a separate, like a guest house.
Full house.
Not really a full house, but it's kind of like
pool.
a guest house. Not like pool house. Like you got a bed, you got a little space where the kitchen's at, you got a little bathroom, like a little mini like laundry room. So kind of a guest house.
Cool.
And inside this guest house, we see this TV hanging on the wall already. Don't know who mounted it. It was sketchy for when I first saw it. Not gonna bother with it. All we're there to do is take the TV off, put the mount on, put the soundbar on, put the TV back on, make sure we're groovy.
So you thought.
So we thought. My partner notices that on the mount that's holding the TV up, there's these thing called locking screws that you put in the back of the mount. They're like underneath where the mount goes. You put them in some slots and then you wind them up, and it's supposed to keep the mount from like falling off. It's supposed to help keep the TV from falling off the mount whenever you're adjusting it or tilting it or whatever.
Right.
They don't have those lock-in screws or whatever.
Oh, I know where this about to go.
So we're like, this is not, well, we got to be careful with it because, like, again, we didn't mount this TV. We were just there to like put the sound bar on the TV and then throw it back up. That's what we did. Took the TV off. We get the sound bar mount on, mount the sound bar, and put it back on.
Right.
I'm under the TV, helping to adjust the sound bar to like get it flush on the TV. My partner's behind trying to like adjust it as well, but holding on to it. All it took was one push. And I think you know where it goes from here.
Oh, Lord.
All you do is one little.
I got here.
Yep, that's me, all right.
Yeah, right.
Got here.
Let me tell you how it all started.
Yep. Long story short, all he did was push up, and again, not his fault. He pushed up to try and adjust, and he tried to catch it last second, but it was too late. Thing fell off the mount. I'm standing underneath it. I got my sunglasses on top of my head. Bang!
Glasses gone.
Flushed on my top of my noggin where the glasses were. TV. It felt like a steel chair to the head.
Jesus Christ. We're not talking about steel chairs to heads right
Boy,
now.
it hurt. Like
workman's compensation, man. Yo, I'm clocking out, dude. I'm done. The day's over.
I couldn't clock out. Dude, we're all the way in downtown. Like, I can't clock out.
Yo, you got it, man. Come here. You tell my family I ain't got no regrets.
I thought about that too. Like when I got hit in the head, like I'm like, I'm holding my head or whatever. We get like, yo, help me get the TV out. So I'm like, whatever. So I get the TV. Actually, no. I know what happened. I know how it happened. TV hit me. Yeah, I kind of like they get I bow out the way. TV is kind of on the floor standing, and my partner he's kind of holding it because he's like, "Oh crap, I'm doubled over like this." Look, I doubled over like this. I look back and I see out the corner of my eye the screen of the TV.
Gone.
Bro, it hit my head with such force. It not only cracked where it knocked my noggin, but it split all the way through the like all the way down the screen.
This dude got a head made of steel, bro. Like, what the hell?
Bro, it was just like it was all of a sudden thing, bro. So we go outside, we have to call up and let them know what happened. We have to let the manager know what happened with the TV and everything that went down. We go outside to make the phone call. Now, where we're at, there's construction happening. They're still building this area up. So there's only a few apartments that are like fully loaded and people are living in it and yada yada yada. The rest of
Right?
the way still being completed, still being worked on. It's kind of like, when I first moved to where I'm at, we were the only house that was completed and people were had people living in it. The rest of the area was still like being constructed. Like they were still, working the plots of land and kind of building the houses. Like we didn't even have a light post um on our street. That's how new the area was when we first moved
Damn.
here. But yeah, so it's kind of like that over there. So we call we're on the we're on the phone with our manager and whatever. And one of the workers, one of the contractors walks over. He's like, "Hey guys." I'm like, "Hey." He's like, "Hey, I'm one of the contractors that works over here in this area. I heard like something fell off the wall. Are you guys is everything all right?" And I look at him. I was like, "I'm fine." He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'll be okay." And immediately, I just felt the embarrassment. I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "Oh my gosh." They heard it from outside. I am done. Get me out of here.
My man said the bro, you said the TV split down the middle. Dude, what is your head made out of? Vibranium?
Okay, so
You got a metal plate in your head?
I I must have got a metal plate when I was younger. I don't know.
No, this dude said what
So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and talk anatomy for a second. It's weird we're switching over, but think about it like this. Whenever you see a UFC fight or whenever you see a boxer and they get hit in the head, how do they adjust? Do they turn their cheek? Do they flip their chin? What is the one thing that people do when they're in a fight and they're going to get hit in the head?
what they do? Block, right?
You block, right? But if you can't afford the block, you throw your head down like this and you take the brunt of the blow right here.
Right?
This part right here, your head, the frontal cortex, like the frontal bone of your skull, is actually the hardest place on your head.
That dude, that TV hit the front of his head and just said, bye bye world.
No,
What no,
it's
Paul, what did the owner say?
oh, fun part, the owner wasn't there. They had a manager of the house was there.
What did the manager of the house say?
We told her what so she came outside and she was like, "Is everything all right?" I was like, "I need you to come with me." She's like, "Oh no, please don't tell me more bad news." No,
More bad news.
well, there was just like some things that we weren't able to do that we kind of had to tell her, and she was relaying the message. So some stuff that they had on a list of us like trying to fix up for this redo job, we just weren't able to get done because
Right.
like, certain things were not we weren't able to work with it. So I'm like, that's what she meant. But yeah, I basically brought her in and I basically told her, look. So we had a bit of a situation. She's like, what happened? So I was like, so we got the sound bar mounted to the TV, but this thing didn't have the locking screws to keep it in place. And when we were trying to adjust, I picked the TV up. No, at first I told her it fell off on me. she's like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And I was like, "Well, I'm fine." But and I show her the TV. She's like, "Oh." So they had to get in contact with the owner to let them know what went down, right? And I was like, I wonder what the owner said when they found out what happened to my head in the TV. They're like, the manager was like, I was like, "Oh, I told her what happened," and she was like, "Well, forget the TV. Is the guy okay?"
Damn. I just would have laid there. I just would have laid there.
I thought about it too. I wondered,
I
like,
would have milked out. Like, yeah, I'm sorry.
bro, I wondered, like, what would have like I played that scenario back, and I wondered, like, what would happen if I would like that actually fallen down and been like, ah, you know. I mean, I wasn't bleeding, so I was okay, but still, like, just for the moment, like, yeah, it sucked. But we're on the phone with the manager, and yada yada. My partner's like, yeah, it's a good thing that that Jordan was the one to have it happen to. Now I looked at him, I was like, what the dude? I was like, what?
Like him, you don't need enemies.
I was like, what the?
Hit you with that classic NFL when the deep tackle get a good sack on the rookie quarterback, go to the lead kid.
Yeah, pretty much. And I asked him, I was like, what did you mean by that? He's like, dude, he's like, okay, so what I meant by that was like, it's not good that you got hurt, but it's better that one of us was the one to take the hit instead of a client because they can't sue us.
Who can't wait, hold on.
So if we're working, so basically a client, if let's say we're working and let's say we're mounting a TV and the client comes around and it falls off and they get hurt while we're there, liability comes around and they could come back around and sue us for negligence on the job. But since I was the one to take the knock on the head or whatever, we're safe because I got knocked.
Damn. My man, Jesus, you good? When was this? The other day?
Yesterday.
How you feeling? I would have been like, Jesus Christ, my boy took a.
Put like this, physically, I'm fine.
But every time you see a flat screen TV, no, haberdashery, no.
Oh no, I don't know. No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's like I told him, I was like, you tell this person that my ego is crushed, and they told him that. And I asked them, what did they say when you told them that? They were like, oh, poor Jordan.
Damn.
Yeah.
His ego is crushed. Damn. Speaking of TVs, EA has reported that the new college football game coming out summer 2024. So hey.
Yes, sir. Directly from the source themselves.
Why you pull that up? I'll let you read a little bit.
Oh no, here it is. We are incredibly excited to bring back an authentic college football experience for fans and athletes that have shown such passion for the franchise, and we're looking forward to delivering it in summer of 2024. This was news brought to us by Pete Nakos on Twitter via EA Sports. And yes, it is official. In the summer of 2024, next year, EA Sports college football is back.
And I said it a few episodes ago, and people are, they coming like, bro, they say this game coming out with or without star players. If they had to put a whole bunch of generic players on these rosters, this game was going to come out with or without these players.
So even with the NIL deals and all this stuff that was going around, like regardless of all that, this game was going to happen.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Is that what you're saying?
So pretty much what the story is, like, I can't think of the company, but it's in the article. They offered every player the exact same amount of $500.
Right. I remember reading that article.
So they're like, this is what we give. Like, so even from the Marvin Harrison to the guys that just coming in, everybody's getting the same amount.
Now, here's a question with that. Was this like was this like for players that opted into this, or was this like universal? Did the players
This
have
is
to opt into this type of thing? Like, hey, we'll offer you this if
I'm
you'll
not sure, but that was just the price. And then kids were like saying, like, yo, I don't give a damn about the money. I just want to be in the damn game. You
okay.
know what I mean? Like, we haven't had an EA, we didn't have a kind of the last one we had was 2014. So the kids now were probably playing that game when it was out. And now you got a chance to be in said game. Like, I don't give a damn about the $500 put me in this game so I can live forever. But then
Right.
I said, then let's think about it, people, from a realistic standpoint. It don't matter how much money a player gets. That's like if I'm in college, is in college, and 5-star running back, cornerback, wide receiver, whatever, quarterback. Look, if we're freshmen, give or take, we ain't gonna play that first year, depending on what school you're at. Second year, we may get a good chance of playing some playing time.
Mm-hmm.
So you ball out sophomore and junior year, you're leaving. You're not staying for a senior year. So
Unless you're Stetson Bennett and you play 4 years at UGA,
yeah, that still doesn't make sense. But
bro.
we ain't talking. We gonna get to that in a minute. We gonna
I
get
just
to
want
that.
to, I just want to, I just want to like just real quick bunny trail, dude. Stetson Bennett was on the same UGA team as Sonny Michel, and then Sonny Michel goes on to play like 5-6 years in the league, and then Stetson Bennett comes into the league. Sonny rejoins the Rams and then retires. Like, wow.
I can't figure it just don't sound right on paper. But the people that are like I say, it don't matter if so all these guys are going to be out the game anyway. So you're going to be you play the game if you play in a dynasty mode.
Right.
Half those guys are going to you if you're doing like a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
So say for example, we're rebuilding SMU. All the star guys that are currently on a roster of as of right now are going to be gone within the first 2-3 years.
Right.
So you in that mud 2026, 2027, you're gonna have nothing but generic players on there anyway.
Right.
So a one-time payment ain't really that bad of like that, unless this is the only drawback I could say. The best thing about this is they don't have to make a NCAA game every year.
Facts.
I've been saying this forever, especially in college. You could, this is 2024, so 2027, make another one and just update these rosters, keep updating, updating, updating.
That's right. I remember you talking about that, and that was something that I think was a thought process for the Madden game as well. If you think about it,
Yep.
just release one Madden, but every year, like with the rosters switching around and whatnot, instead of just like having, a brand new Madden come out with updated rosters and no updated gameplay or updated game modes or whatever, yada, yada, yada. Just like every year, if players jump around from different teams or whatnot, or let's say for the college football game, if let's say Marvin Harrison was to, if he was to, let's say, transfer out of Ohio State and let's say go to LSU or whatnot, pull a Joe Burrow, then okay, update the roster and be like, okay, so now you have Marvin Harrison Jr. in LSU.
Yep, and I feel
And
like,
same thing with Madden.
yep, and I feel like, then again, we know it's a cash grab, whatever. It's like people gonna buy Madden every freaking year. I wasn't even gonna buy the new Madden until he bought the new Madden. Like, I got Madden. Like, you do? Yeah, I guess I get it now. It's on the PlayStation store for this month. I guess I can get it. But
Yeah.
it's kind of like with me, I'm like, you can if you just update the roster, it'll be even. It's sports. Like, what more can you do in a Madden game? Like, what more can you possibly do in Madden? Like, what can you possibly do with a roster? Like, what can you gameplay, take something out, put something back in, do this,
Right.
do that. So what's the real win that we're getting with this anyway? So it's like,
Right. You know what I would love to see happen?
Would you like to see happen?
You know what I would love to see? Do you remember NFL 2K5?
Yes, I
The
do.
one with Terrell Owens on the cover?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you remember the helmet cam where like you're inside the helmet?
Yes, I do.
What if like just what if let's say EA does Madden again, right? Instead of doing like Madden 25, they just do like we're gonna do a universal Madden, and they overhaul everything. And then one of the camera views you could do, let's say for the career mode or whatnot, for like what how NBA 2K does the my player my career mode or whatever. What if Madden or if for NCAA college football, what if they did like the dynasty mode or the road to the Heisman or whatever? You have different viewpoints. Like yeah, you could like back your camera out all the way to see the whole field, just focus on your player, or like have it to where you're inside the helmet playing within that perspective.
That would be that would be crazy because you only got one view. So you ain't gonna know what's coming from side to side. So you just ain't gonna be getting
But what if like it's not an all the time thing? It's like it's only specific moments. Like it's like a moment by moment situation.
I would hate that. I would
Like
hate that.
like it's like third and inches. You got to get the first down, clock running to like ice the game or to keep your season alive or whatever the situation is. But it's like those in-game clutch moments that it's just like it's you, ball in hand, in your helmet, and you got to find the right path.
I like that idea. That'd be fire. I'm with that stuff. I'm gonna double down on that question. 2024 comes. Game drops. Say it drops on a Monday, right? You go to GameStop
Mm-hmm.
or you download it,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what system you have. You load the game up. Nostalgia hit. 2000. We in this from so 2000 is the early 2000 hit you. All the because I played the first one with that ugly cover from the with Desmond, whatever. We don't speak.
Desmond Howard. Oh, really?
Yeah, that one.
That one where he hit the.
Yeah, that ugly cover. I remember playing that for the first time 2007.
Yeah.
Cause that's when I was just getting into college sports. Like I was just getting into it, like fully. I had started watching it, and I got that. And I say that to say, all those emotions you have back from when you played the game the first time. What mode are you playing first, and what team are you playing with first? Biasness aside.
Yeah, biases aside.
What mode are you playing first? And what team you playing with? And when you do Road to Glory or Road to Heisman, what team and position are you playing?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't think I'll have to think. Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm gonna do. Want me to go first?
Yes.
First, I'm definitely going.
I already know what you're gonna do.
Oh yeah, Road to Glory.
Road to Glory, running back, Ohio State.
No, that's not gonna be the first one. I'm gonna throw a wrench in. I'm going with Longhorns first.
Whoa!
I'm going with the home team first. I'm gonna do a separate play for Ohio State. You know it's gonna happen. I'm gonna do that.
Whoa! Did not expect that. Okay.
But I gotta bring it. I'm gonna have two different characters, and I hope this mode is fire though. I live for modes like this. I live, but look,
hey, that dude, I'm telling you right now, man. Road to Glory, Road to Heisman, however they do that mode, like if they're bringing this game back, they got.
It's going to be in there. They say, oh yeah, it's there.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm just saying they got to do it right. It's been 2014 to 2024. It's 10 years. That's a decade.
Yep.
Okay, so
hold that. And of course, Izzy know how I get down with these dynasty modes. I'm putting the fellas because we got a defensive team on Madden. Our defense is unstoppable on Madden. It's locked down. Like ain't nobody banging with us on defense. I'm doing an all defensive team. I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna pick a team that's not my Ohio State, and that is Ohio State. We're gonna get a random team and just see
Now
how.
remember, this ain't no 32 teams. This ain't no. It's 150 odd teams. So you better pick pick the conference and pick the team wisely.
Oh, trust me. We going all the way in this joint.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, so I'm gonna answer your question about like what game I'm. Okay, so I'll probably be doing road. I'll probably get through the practice, get a feel for the game first, because that's how I am, and then I'll probably do Road to Glory, because why not? Why the hell not? And then gotta go quarter. I gotta be the quarterback. That
You
was my position.
QBing?
Huh?
Are you QBing?
QBing. I will QB because like that's always been my go-to. That's one of my positions that I've always I did a little bit of that playing wise. I might be a corner. I might play defense and go corner because that's another one that I've always fancied. And team wise,
I know where you go. I know exactly where you're gonna go.
who do you think?
Oh, you.
Oh, you.
I know that's where you're going. You going Oklahoma? You gotta be best.
Oklahoma?
You following your boy Baker?
Actually, no.
Where you at?
Actually, no. Actually, no.
I know Ohio State gotta be one of the team, but where you going?
Ohio State will be one of the teams. Oklahoma will be one of the teams, but my first one will not be either one of those.
Where you heading?
Fight on, USC.
You going to USC?
Southern California.
They going to the Big Ten, so
yeah, exactly.
My man said USC. I should have known that.
That way, either it'll be USC, Southern California, or it'll be Cincinnati for the Big 12.
Oh, okay, the Bearcats.
The Bearcats. Or Colorado, the Buffaloes.
Oh, Coach Prime, all right.
Yeah, so there's a couple of teams I'll probably be swinging around. You know, Colorado. So for me, Colorado would be like probably be like the primary choice because I used to live there, and that was actually one of the schools I thought I would be going to when I got out of high school. Had I finished out all my years over there in Colorado before we moved out here to Georgia. Because where I lived at, like I was literally within like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of walking distance away from each school or whatever. Like my elementary school was literally right down the road. It was like a 2-minute walk. My junior high was like a 10-minute walk. Maybe a 5-10-minute walk max away from my house. And then the high school was literally like towards the end of the street, like right on the corner. And it was like maybe a 15-minute walk. So like I was pretty much in the vicinity of all the schools. Like I was in that area regardless. And that was going to be my thing. So for me, my idea was either Colorado. I was going to go to Colorado, play for go to the Buffaloes. I was going to try and do some sports out there. I was either going to try football again or get into hockey.
Okay.
Or I was going to go into what they call Colorado College and just try and get into hockey that way. And, pretty much just like kind of walk on. But
okay.
like, again, didn't happen like that. Being a military child, you kind of get hit with a dose of reality. Like, oh yeah, no, you're not staying here for long.
I mean, I already registered for this. So, I mean, like, I've already got accepted. So, I'm gonna see y'all later. I'm going here.
Yeah, that would have been a thing. That would have been a thing, but like we moved when I was like, oh gosh, I was like 14 at the time when I moved.
Oh, you didn't even get to go to high school. Okay.
Bro, I was literally about to start 8th grade. at the junior high when we got word that we were leaving. So
Damn,
I didn't even have a chance. Yeah.
damn, that sucks. Like my thing was growing up. I wanted to go to UT. I wanted to go to that. That's where I wanted to go. You know what I mean? But like then as I got older, it was like I wanted to follow my cousin's footsteps because she went to Mississippi State. And around that time, if I would have went, I would have been up there with who was there at the time? I think Fletcher was there.
Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, I think he was there at the time. He would have been there. Yeah, I would have been. I would have been there around. I would have been there around that time. So, but then again,
Didn't
I'm kind of
Dallas go to Mississippi State?
yeah, yeah. I would have been way out if he went once he went there. But now I'm glad I didn't. I was like, yo, I was hell bent on going. Like I was like super into like college, like. But then I'm like, then I go, I ain't trying to go back to school. I'm gonna take some years off, and once I did it, was all over.
Yeah.
But like I say, man, Ohio State will be in the bag of something. I'm gonna do something. I don't know, running back, quarterback, something like that. But yo, it's gonna go down.
Speaking of quarterbacks, we got to talk about this one. And I saw the Philadelphia on your head.
Oh yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, we got to talk about that real quick. Granted, I'm not wearing my Philadelphia. I'm not wearing my.
Yeah, yo, Philadelphia. You said it right. You said it right. You said it right.
Oh, hush! You know what I meant. Hush! You know what
I got it halfway. I'll send it to you.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I you know what? I'll say this. You send me any Philadelphia gear, I will probably rock it.
Respect.
I look. You send me any Eagles gear or whatnot, whether it be a hoodie, a hat, whatever. I will wear that ish with pride.
Hey,
I will claim that. I will adopt that team.
Hey, my boy Jalen Hurts,
bro. So okay.
Talk to him.
So okay, look. I don't mind the rankings. NFL did their top 100 rankings, right?
Voted by the athletes, y'all. Voted by
athletes. Voted by athletes. So Mahomes is 1. Jalen Hurts is 3.
Number 2 is weird. It was like Justin Jefferson was number 2, wasn't it?
Justin Jefferson was number 2.
That was weird. Like, how did
Hold on, wait.
That was weird. Like, I have nothing against them. That's kind of.
Hold up. Let me pull the. Hold on. Let me pull the list real quick. I want to pull like at least the top 10, because from 11 on down to 100, I don't mind. But yeah, let's talk about it. So number 1, of course, was going to be Patrick Mahomes. We know he was going to be 1.
Oh yeah.
Number 2, Justin Jefferson. At number 3 was Jalen Hurts, your boy. And we'll talk about it. Number 4, Nick Bosa. That one stunned me. That one shocked me. Shocked me. I didn't expect that. Travis Kelce at number 5. That one's what? My boy, Joe Burrow at number 6.
I thought he would have been higher, but that's cool.
Tyreek at number 7, Tyreek Hill. Josh Allen at 8. Micah Parsons is at 9. And Chris Jones finishes off the top 10 at number 10. Now, here's where I'm going to make a argument, a complaint, a grievance, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to say it right here. I don't mind this list at all.
Okay.
I don't mind it. But if general consensus, now look, this was voted on by the players, but if general consensus and overarching talks of like NFL players that we've conversated with and we've had our list, we've gone like our top 5 quarterbacks or yada, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always been number 1, Patrick Mahomes, number 2, Joe Burrow, right?
Yep.
It's always been Joe Burrow behind Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
I look at this list right here, And I get why Hurts is number 3. I'm not going to knock him on that one. He earned that one. He wasn't even ranked last year, and he's number 3 on this list.
Yep.
Like, I got nothing but love for Jalen Hurts and so much respect for him. I think he's going to go above and beyond, and I feel like Philadelphia got their guy. Like, I feel like Cincinnati got their guy, Philadelphia got their guy.
I feel like I'm gonna talk about that too. I want to say something about piggyback. Like, also, it's as a Philly fan going through what we've been through with Wentz. He lost his confidence. He just wasn't the same after all that. And I was a person, I wasn't too keen on Jalen. I'm like, all right, man, okay.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one. Outside looking in, I saw Jalen too kind of struggle a little bit, and I was like, I don't know. And then when they got AJ Brown in the draft, when they traded for him, I was like, okay, they're giving him weapons. He's gotta do something with it now.
Before, and I told you when we got, all right, Jalen got this thing where it's like, I put it like eating. You're never full. Like, bro, you still eating, bro. You're like, I ain't full. Jalen Hurts is never sad. Like, the meal could be good, but it could be better. Always, this is delicious, but it could be better.
Mm-hmm.
This is how he moves. I told you, I said, he a product of Nick Saban, so I understand the.
He's never satisfied.
Yes, I understand it. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then when we got AJ Brown, all right, cool, whatever, all right, whatever. I wasn't too familiar with AJ Brown because I don't watch Titans play.
Bro, when I saw AJ Brown get traded to the Eagles, immediately I was like, they're giving Jalen Hurts a top tier, a wideout. They're just hear me out, because I've seen AJ Brown. Like, I watched a lot of AFC football, like Browns, Bengals, Chiefs, Bills. Like, I'm in the AFC North, and we've had to play the Titans a few times. And AJ Brown has dimed up, he's torn up some defenses. So you know what type of receiver he's going to be. He's like, he is what Mike Evans is for the Buccaneers.
Look,
that's what he was for the Titans. And the fact that Howie Roseman was able to trade for him during the draft and bring him over to Philly, I was just like, look, he's got to do something with it. And see,
look, this man banged off on 3 defenders, told them to sit their ass down. I've seen, like, what Jalen Hurts did in that Washington game with Smitty, and I don't know how he extended the play, and Smitty caught that joint. I'm like, first of all, I thought he was injured. Like, oh, dang, not Smitty. Then he got him, shuck them up. I'm good, let's go. Like, them like, this, like, go back and watch some old episodes. I'm like, they kept winning and winning. I'm like, we talked off work. I'm like, I couldn't process this is actually happening. And Jalen Hurts, he's so calm. Like, he can get you anyway. Like, pick your poison. Like, you got a quarterback. Hey, don't be mad because what we doing work. Like I said, it's kind of like with Patrick Mahomes. That he's a freak of nature. Like I do. He does things. Look, if he could throw a behind the back pass mid-game, he would do it. And I guarantee somebody would catch it. I wouldn't put it past him doing. He can do anything on that field that he wants to do.
Facts.
It's like, it's terrifying. and I got scared after AJ Brown. Once we went up, I knew it was about to be a problem. I knew it was something bad about to happen. We got too hot too quick. I know it's about to happen. You know what I mean? With AJ, but Jalen kept us cool, kept us in the game. And this how you know that Kansas was scared. They ran that clock down because they knew Jalen was going to get down that field and get that score and touchdown. They knew it. They knew he was going to do it. I bet any amount of money that I don't even have that he could have got down that field.
Oh, yeah, bro. I mean, this man right here, He fumbles the ball. No, yeah, it was what was it, interception or a fumble he had?
With a fumble.
He fumbles it, loses it. It's a scoop and score for the defense. Comes back next drive, touchdown drive. I'm
Yep.
just like, this kid right here, he gets it. He don't get rattled. He does
Yep.
not get rattled. But okay, so like I said, Jalen Hurts at 3, don't mind it. Justin Jefferson, I think, is too high. Travis Kelce, I believe, is too high. Joe Burrow, I believe, is too low.
Yeah, I expected Burrow to be a little higher. I did. I thought it would have been like
Burrow should have been top 5. Burrow should have been, if not, and I get he's not gonna be the number 1. He should have been number 2. Like if you were to ask me what my top 5 list would be with my top 5 list, or my top 6 would be with these guys in the order, my list would be Patrick Mahomes at 1, Burrow at 2, Hurts at 3. I would have Jefferson at 4. I would have Bosa at 5. And I would have I would do this. I'm gonna go Patrick at 1, Burrow at 2, Hurts at 3. I would have Jefferson at 4, and then at 5, I would actually have Chris Jones. I'd have Jones at 5, Bosa at 6. And the reason I would have Bosa 6, Chris Jones 5, you could flip it around and be Bosa at 5 and Chris Jones at 6. Like, they're that dominant of each other. And then you would have Travis at like 7. Like, this entire top 10 list would be rearranged. Like, I'm just saying, minus Patrick Mahomes being 1 and Jalen Hurts being 3, like, the entire list would probably be rearranged.
Look, when I saw, now they're going to do that. Once I saw who was in the top 50, okay, Jalen Hurts about to be up there. Then when I saw the top, after the, once it got to the 20s, I'm like, okay, he about to be top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So he about to be.
That's what I saw too. When I noticed that too. Like, when I saw that Burrow wasn't like in the top 50 or top 20, I was like, oh, he's top 10. Like, of course, you already knew with Joe Burrow, and you kind of had a suspicion with Jalen Hurts, like with the way that they played and the way they balled out and the way that they pretty much came into their own. I mean, you look at a guy like Joe Burrow, who blown out knee, rookie year, comes back second year, Super Bowl run with the Bengals, damn near won the whole thing. And then third year, back-to-back AFC title games, was like within seconds of beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead again. Like, Burrow has proven himself. And I know a lot of people, they'll make the argument, and I've seen this argument float around on social media, on Twitter, saying that Burrow isn't clutch enough. He's not, he hasn't had any type of like moments like what Patrick Mahomes had. He has no fourth quarter touchdowns. He doesn't have X, Y, Z. But then you look at the numbers and you see the passer rating, the yards per attempt. You see the touchdown to interception ratio. You look at the yards that he's thrown for versus, a guy of versus Patrick Mahomes, one-on-one comparison, and also the record that they have versus each other, Cincinnati versus Kansas City, and you see how they're damn near identical, maybe a little bit more on one side than the other. Is like, you're telling me that what Joe Burrow has done in these first 3 years, first 2.5 years, because remember, his rookie year, knee got blown out versus Washington, so tore his ACL, couldn't finish the season. And you're telling me that in the 2 years that he done came back, helped lead the Bengals to 2 AFC North titles, 2 AFC championship games, and a Super Bowl run in his 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years that he's been there. He's not top 3. He's not a top 3 in the top 100.
And I was looking at Twitter this morning, because his mama name on Twitter, I'm gonna call it Twitter. What's his name? Nick, right? Whatever his name is.
Right, yeah.
This dude, if he ain't the biggest hater, I know you love him some Patrick Mahomes. It's he said he's a Chiefs fan. Him say he a Chiefs fan. him or Patrick Mahomes, fan. Let's keep it a book. He the old Jalen Hurts, but
Wait. Hold on. Him is a Patrick Mahomes fan. Well, Nick Wright supposedly is a Baker Mayfield fan, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's another story.
him gonna be like every time he talk about Jalen Hurts, it's a but. Dude, Chris Jones said it himself. Jalen Hurts should not feel bad about not winning. He said, you did something nobody has ever done in the Super Bowl. You set a Super Bowl record. He played the best, like that.
He had the best QBR. He had the best, like he practically outplayed Patrick Mahomes
Dude,
in that Super Bowl.
he
And what was
did
that record?
something
What was that record he set?
I think he scored
Was it
3 touch something about some. It's been like it was like a few touchdowns. I'm not sure.
I think it was like 3 or I think it was like 4 rushing touchdowns in that game that he did.
I think so, but I believe so. But it's like it's crazy to me. Like I just can't put my head around like dog. You can't really sit back and be like, you can't deny what he can do.
I think
he just gonna get better.
I believe, and I'm gonna be devil's advocate for this argument, and I believe this is like where a lot of this lies.
Okay, talk to me.
So, I believe the reason why people aren't like Nick Wright, they're not fully, and I don't want to say they're not fully sold, but they're not fully sold on Jalen like I guess you are and how I am, is because they witnessed his first. He's been in the league what 3 years now, 4 years now,
right?
Okay. So they witnessed his first few years, and he was kind of a rocky start, and they weren't sure where he was going to be, what his projection was. They didn't know exactly how he was going to progress or whatever, right? You could say the same thing for Justin Fields at the moment. They've seen Justin have some rocky starts with Chicago, and everybody's saying, oh, well, he's going to do better this year. He's got actual talent. I feel like he's going to be better, but they haven't seen it yet. With Jalen,
last year about Justin Fields, what I tell you, I feel, this is me personally, I feel like Justin Fields, whether it's going to be this year or next year, he's going to have a Jalen Hurts type of season where he's going to get something that sets the Bears up for success.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know that A.J. Brown's going to come in and do what he did and set this, and these guys are just going to set the tone for every goddamn thing. Like, I didn't see that coming. No Eagles fans saw that coming. But at the same time, I feel like Justin Fields, that's my quarterback from Ohio State. Like, that's still my guy. I want to see him thrive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, to see him get – all it takes is like one thing, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end.
One moment. It's all it takes. One moment, and everything just like takes off. And back to my argument, I feel like a lot of people they look at Jalen, right? And they saw him struggle for the first 2 years or so, and then he has this explosion, this crazy jump, this crazy leap of a year where Super Bowl run, damn near wins the whole thing, a la just has this a renaissance of a season or whatever, right? I think a lot of people look at Justin or they look at Jalen Hurts and they're like, okay, can you do it again?
Okay, so
it's like the Bengals.
Answer me this.
Wait, it's like Joe Burrow and the Bengals, right?
Okay.
A lot of conversation like, well, why are the Bengals getting the respect? First year Joe Burrow comes in the league, like I said, blew out his knee. Second year, they had the Super Bowl run. And everybody's like, oh, okay, you're going to be able to do it again? Can you go on a run like that again? And the third year, started off a little shaky. They were 0-2, and everybody was saying, oh, there's no team that started 0-2 to ever make the playoffs, let alone make a Super Bowl run again. And we damn near went to the Super Bowl again. But people are looking at the Bengals like, okay, well, can you do it again? They're looking like they want to be sure that this isn't just a flash in the pan type of thing for them. Like, this isn't just like a, once or twice a moment type of situation, and then once like they want to see it, they want to see this sustained. And I feel like that's the argument that people are trying to find with Jalen is like, can this thing that Jalen is doing right now with the Eagles, can this momentum that he's running with, this this season that was so special for Eagles fans alike and even the organization as a whole, can they run it back and sustain it? Not only just for, this upcoming season, but for the next season and the next season. Like, can they keep this going down the line for 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 down the line further on? Like the same thing with the Bengals. It's like with Joe Burrow. Okay, y'all did this, but can y'all sustain the energy now? Can y'all sustain this momentum? Like, can you really keep the guys that are on your roster, and can you really sustain what you have built up to this point? Because right now the Eagles are contenders, the Bengals are contenders, and they're fighting against the Chiefs, which are bona fide contenders. They're the champs right now. The Chiefs are champs right now. And then you got the Bengals, you got the Eagles, you got the Niners, you got the Bills, you got Ravens, you got the you got you got the Niners, and then you got the.
I'm still kind of, I don't know about the Niners. Niners always, they get halfway there and I don't know about them.
But you get what I'm saying.
No disrespect to the Niners, no disrespect, but y'all be getting.
But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, these are teams that are contenders. These are teams that, like, you can be on a shadow of a doubt, drop them into the conversation and be like, oh, I think the Ravens might pull it off, or the Eagles are definitely going to pull it off, or the Chiefs might run it back, or the Niners might finally get theirs, or the Bengals will finally get their first one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you throw one of these teams' names in the bucket and you're like, oh, I can see it happening.
My hot take, because you said a hot take earlier today.
Oh, wait, which one?
About the Commanders?
Okay, yeah. So
well, hold on. And for the sake of argument with the Eagles, let's say for the sake of argument, Eagles run it back. So let's say they go back to the Super Bowl this year.
Right.
I mean next year, whatever, however you want to say it.
Right.
And they win. What more do you need to see? I need to hear what Nick Wright got to say. Because the Eagles run it back and they win it. Then what you gonna say?
Right.
Because let's talk about it. The damn, what's it? Kansas City won the first year. They beat who they beat. They beat the who did they beat?
Kansas City when they won the first one.
They beat the Niners.
They beat the Niners.
They beat the Niners.
That was so that was the year that every game the Chiefs played, they were down by 20 at least. They were down by double digits every single game. They never win.
But the Kansas City, they won that and went back the next year
and lost to the Buccaneers.
And Tampa Bay won because it's in
Tampa. Yeah.
Tom Brady conspiracy theory. Maybe we ain't gonna talk about it. They went back to back. So you mean to tell me Eagles can't do that and win? Lose one, come back and win that joint.
Yeah, here's the thing though. There's this running thing where like quarterbacks that lose their first ever appearance in the Super Bowl, they don't go back the following year. There's a running thing. There's a statistic that like there's a trend that any quarterback that makes a Super Bowl debut and loses, they don't go back the following year.
Okay.
And Burrow was the last one to do that. Like, he made his Super Bowl debut. They lost to the Rams, and they were like, "Can he break that streak?" And he didn't.
And I like I said, I say this. Like I said, I ain't saying it can. I ain't saying it's gonna happen. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. But for the sake of saying it, if it does happen, what do you say after that? You can't say you got to see more because he did what you said he couldn't do.
Right.
He's breaking anything is like saying, like everything you say somebody can't do, they do it, and that's what he's doing.
Right.
It's like it's weird to me. It's like I don't get that part of the game. Like, I'm not like a super analyst and like I get into it in spats with people, but like I'm like, I'm not going back and forth, you idiots. Like y'all are the people that couch coaches that think y'all can really play, but if you got on the field, you would look stupid. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But you act like you got equity in these teams. You don't have anything.
Unless you're a Packers fan and then you're like you have that fan stock.
They have really have.
Yes. Yes.
That's a
Yes.
real thing.
Yes. The Packers sell stock of the team to the fans. And there are people that are fans of the Packers that have a certificate from the Packers that says that they own stock on the team. Which is crazy. I've never heard of that before, but I was like, oh, okay. So they're more like it's more like a community based thing that the Packers are trying to do. And it's like it's spread. It's a pretty interesting thing. But it's
Yeah,
like it's one of those things where like, yo, that's pretty dope.
yeah. And before we get up out of here, man, like I say, man, I'm excited for the NFL season.
Bro, speaking of NFL season, we gotta talk about the hot take that I had because you
Okay,
kind of
yes. He had a
okay.
very
So this man right here, like we discussed, and this man right here has the Philadelphia cap on his head. And what is the conference that y'all playing again?
the NFC East, I may say.
The NFC least?
Least, really? That's what we're doing? No. We the NFC Beast now.
Hey, look, every single one of them teams had a somewhat of a winning record last year, which was very impressive. I was like, holy smokes, where did this conference come from? But anyways, so he sends me a a Bleacher Report prediction, and I was looking at it while we were discussing the whole like what else do the Eagles have to prove or whatever, right? And I was looking at it, and it's for every single division. But going back to the NFC East, it says here the Eagles will finish out in first place with a 13-4 record. The Giants will finish in second place, tied with the Cowboys with 10-7, and the Commanders will finish in fourth with a 6-11 record.
Okay.
That's what the predictions are. That's what it says. This is my hot take. This is something that I threw out there. I was like, hot take. Commanders will have a winning record and may get into the playoffs. Giants will miss by a game.
Okay.
And I'll even say this. Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders. I think Washington gets the best of them this year.
I wouldn't be surprised. Who are they? Who is their quarterback?
Sam Howell, but the offensive coordinator was the guy that was coordinating for Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah, they say he's a tough coach.
Eric Bieniemy
and
Riverboat Ron
was
their head coach.
No, his name is Riverboat Ron.
No, that's his nickname. His nickname.
That's what they gave Ron.
That's his nick. Yes, that's his thing. Riverboat Ron.
That is hilarious.
But yes,
I feel like I don't have any faith in the Giants. I don't have faith in Daniel Jones, but I just feel like
they overpaid Mobile Kirk Cousins.
Mobile Kirk is. I'm nice today. I'm trying to be nice today. I'm not letting the chopper fly today. I'm not. I'm being nice. I'm gonna be nice today.
What?
Man, it ain't got nothing to do with Kirk Cousins. Is that
Wait, is it not true?
Daniel Jones got about two good runs in him before he like, yo, you let him get out the pocket, it's over. Like, yo, he gets a good run on. It's like, what the hell? That's what Daniel Jones is. But I think whoever the dude the Commanders had in towards the end of the season, that dude was pretty damn good.
Sam Howell, the rookie.
That dude was. I don't know if it was just like, what is it like?
Beginner.
But if he can go in and play if he can play like that for a whole season.
Look, I'm gonna say this: their defense solid. They really have no holes on defense. They have a young, hungry defense. Like they're they're top of I think they're going to be one of the toughest defenses.
They got the Predator back.
Yes, Chase Young back on the block. He's ready to rock and roll. Their offense, they really ain't really missing anything. They got a brand new offensive coordinator with Eric Bieniemy.
Scary Terry out there.
Scary Terry McLaurin, he's out there. I look at this team with the Washington Commanders, and I'm like, they could be a quiet sleeper that a lot of people are expecting. That's why I think when you look at a team like the Commanders, is like what I said with the Lions. Is like what I said with the Lions last year. The Lions could be that team that wakes everybody up, and they're like, oh, they're for real.
And I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna get up out of here. The Giants got who is it? Paris Campbell.
Yeah,
they just got him. Like the NFC East get Ohio State players that I wish we had. I love my wide receiver. Like they get players that I wish my team had. Like I love
Ohio. You don't gotta wish for no Ohio.
Oh, we got him. Oh yeah, that's right, Trey Sermon. I forgot we had Trey Sermon.
Bro, like let's keep it a buck right now. Y'all don't. There is no wanting Ohio State players on your team, because we did a little digging, we did a little research, and come to find out, the University of Georgia and the Philadelphia Eagles have a contract with each other saying that you can get our guys directly.
Yeah, we sure do. But y'all, like always, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm your host, JunesEightyEIght. Izzyphantasmo. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like always, comment, like, subscribe, and we are out of here.